So Britain is now on course to suffer the second deepest recession in Europe. And today we find out that the numbers that took us into lockdown were wrong. This is something we've been talking about for a week, and now it's confirmed. The Cambridge University study that was also corroborated by Public Health England numbers told our Prime Minister to expect 4,000 deaths per day in December. When we look into this data, we realize it was wrong. That has now been revised down to only predict 1,000 deaths per day in December, which makes you ask the question, would our Prime Minister have made the decision to lock down our entire country if he had gotten the numbers right? Sources say no, he wouldn't. When we actually look at what was happening with the infection rates in this country, we find that it was dropping. In 19 of the 32 boroughs in London, statistics now show that infection rates were dropping. The Office of National Statistics has just said on Friday, we saw a national drop in cases by 12%, and some 80 of 149 local authorities throughout Britain also showed declines in case rates. And yet, we're locked down. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? All based on our incredible leadership happening here. Disproportionate response to the virus. Total lack of science-based decision-making, a complete lack of leadership. And what does our mayor of London do this entire time? He sits on the sideline cheering, crusading for a lockdown. We all go together. What is his agenda? Is it to try to ruin this city? Is it to try to drive the economy into the ground, to kill our mental health, to kill our younger generation's future? I don't know what it is, but it has nothing to do with our interests as citizens. I assume he's waiting for a big bailout to blame the national government sometime next year and to try to get reelected. Meanwhile, you and I suffer every single day. I would call this a comedy if it wasn't so tragic, because they're playing with lives, livelihoods, depression, mental health that will lead to suicide rates, that will lead to deaths from people who can't get access to the right health care, who are too scared to get the right health care, all because our national government screwed up over a statistic that honestly any junior high school science student could have looked at and said, that's not right. And yet our Prime Minister was apparently bullied in to the Saturday press conference to lock down the entire nation of some 60-some million people in this country. What is going on? Seriously, what is going on? This is a complete lack of leadership. Again, disproportionate response to the virus, total lack of science-based decision-making, and it's frustrating to me. I've been saying, let's get London back to work for months and months and months. Everyone I speak to is ready to get back to work. From the taxi cab drivers, to the hospitalities, to the gyms, to the National Theatres Trust, to the tourism industry. I've spoken to all of them on my show. They're all ready to go back. They've got the protocols, they've got the safety, they've got the science. These places are not transmitting COVID. As a matter of fact, now we're finding out COVID's not even being transmitted. And yet we're sitting in the middle of a 4-week lockdown that might be pushed to a further lockdown, going into a massive recession, all because of what our leaders are doing. It's time to hold these career politicians to a higher standard. It's time to get rid of them. It's time to really find some new solutions. Leave your comments below. Tell me if you're as frustrated as I am. Forward this video to someone who might care. And let's watch these people. Seriously, they have to be held accountable because they're making decisions with their lives here that are just unacceptable. And I think people in Britain are really starting to know that. People are not even listening anymore. They're not taking their orders seriously. And this is not a way to run a government. This is not a way to run a country. So again, thank you for your time. Leave your questions below. My first move as your next mayor of London will be to get London back to work, period. Find a way to get people back into this city, working, spending, shopping, everything. This is what all of our livelihoods rely on. It's the economic engine of the UK. Let's get the people in the city back. Let's get the tourists back from the UK at first, and then the internationals will come. We have an entire plan. It's called my Transform London 2021 Plan of Attack. It's on my website. But look, we can do this together. Let's keep voicing our opinions. Let's create this change. I know we can make it. And let's make London a world-class city once again. Thank you very much.